Yes. Thanks for your hospitality.
Cette pose à la Jojo.
I guess we'll do our best. Sure.
C'est vrai qu'ils sont toujours les bras croisés dans Jojo, tu te demandes
We
pourquoi.
didn't do too.
Mais bon, c'est classe. Le dessinateur est vraiment bon.
I'm finally grasping. I'm getting the hang of it.
It seems my proficiency has.
It's all instinct.
Some new insight. I'll make good use of.
On a une sacrée montée des compétences. Oh, pardon. On peut devenir Dark Sasuke. Tatata. Je suis maintenant Dark Sasuke. J'ai un groupe avec 3 Dark Sasuke quand même. Hey, salut Mimi, salut Mia. Elle danse le Mia. Ta 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 ta. Danse le Mia. Peut pas encore être Gundam. Ah, moi ça va le Dark Mode. Est-ce que t'as pas un problème d'enregistrement des cookies? Les Dark Sasuke c'est la force. Ah mais je suis tout à fait d'accord. Puis ils sont tellement classe en même temps.
Easy.
Vas-y Alucard, t'arrêtes de me péter mon délire. Hein. Je vois ce que t'essayes de faire. Quelqu'un a parlé de cookies ou j'ai rêvé? C'est moi. Nam 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 nam. Oh oui. Oh oui, H vient de rentrer dans le monde des rangs. On a le cavalier archer. Quelle différence avec avant? Il n'y en a pas. Sur le PC. Sur Twitch? C'est directement dans les options, tu cliques sur ton portrait en haut à droite. Et il y a thème sombre. Ah, il y a des fois comme ça où je lance à la bonne heure, entre guillemets, je crois.
Huh. Okay.
J'ai jamais vu jusqu'à ce jour. Nous aurons 3 Power Rangers directement. Sasuke versus Guts. Merci. Déjà, il est marqué chef otaku au début, donc non merci. Puis alors, savoir qui est plus fort du rhinocéros ou de l'éléphant. Tout est toujours une question de point de vue.
I passed things.
Le meilleur, c'est le mien. Je ne te contredirai pas. Je suis tout à fait d'accord. Le meilleur, c'est le mien. Et heureusement d'ailleurs. On va prendre le repos. Comme ça, les troupes seront en forme. Il n'y a pas de bataille spécifique en fait.
Do you need something? Let's hear it.
Oh, no, I don't need anything. I was just hoping to talk to you, Felix.
When I said you could be near me, I meant on the battlefield. You're pushing it a little too far. You better not start calling me a meal.
You know, I'm not just using you as a stand-in for my brother. I don't mean to upset you, but I've come to realize that you two don't have that much in common after all.
I don't understand. Why are you hanging around me if not to replace your brother?
It's not that I want to be near Emile, but I want to be near you.
Putain, elle me drague. Elles veulent tous mon chouchou. Je laisse d'abord Mia se faire une propre opinion et si tu veux on en discutera une prochaine fois.
How embarrassing. It must sound like I'm coming on to you. Regardless, you've made it clear that you don't want me around.
No, it's not that.
Good. Then And I'll continue to spend time at your side.
What a perplexing creature.
What's that? Did you say something? Never mind that. Why don't we go out for a nice cup of tea?
I can't think of a reason to refuse your invitation, so I suppose I have to accept.
Putain, elles veulent toutes Félix. Félix, c'est mon mien.
Wow, you've gotten much better. You're not doubting yourself anymore. It's like your state of mind is completely different. What changed?
Can I tell you honestly?
Please do. Maybe this is a chance to resolve our dispute and move on.
As a knight, an ally, and even as a person, I know I can trust you, but somewhere in my heart, there's a part of me that can't forgive what you did.
Of course. Your brother's blood is on my hands. It wouldn't be easy for anyone in your position to feel forgiving. If someone said it was easy, I would probably give him a smack in the face. You may never be able to forgive me, no matter how hard you try. I'm prepared to accept that. It's my duty.
I admire your spirit, Catherine. Honestly, I do. I hope the part of me that's holding this grudge will get smaller with time. Maybe someday.
That's rather poetic.
Maybe, but I'm being serious.
Sorry, didn't mean to make light of it.
No, it's all right. I feel like I can finally stop dwelling on the past.
I think meeting you has been good for me, too. Different people have different morals. They won't always agree on what's right and what's wrong. Maybe that's obvious, but it's something I think about when I'm talking to you.
Can I ask something of you? I'd like to get to know you better, Catherine, as a person, and as my friend.
Sure, but I won't do all the talking. It'll be dull if you don't tell me about yourself, too.
Me? It won't be very interesting for you, but okay.
Okay, let's chat over a nice, tasty meal, my treat.
Kristoff, Lonato, watch over me, please.
Hurry up or I'll eat all the food!
Coming!
Je suis pas convaincu par cette histoire avec Catherine quand même.
Your heart does not seem to be in your training today.
I'm sorry. Something's been bothering.
Idle thoughts do hinder training. Tell me what bothered.
You were sworn to protect the royal family, but when we met 5 years ago, you weren't in the kingdom capital. You were in Garreg Mach. What could have made a great knight like you abandon his vow?
That is difficult to explain. You are aware of the tragedy of Dusker? When the king's party was massacred 9 years ago.
I am. It affected me too. My brother was suspected of being involved in the attack. And so the church, they...
Forgive me. That must be a difficult memory.
Why are you apologizing? It's not your fault.
I disagree. Had I been by His Majesty's side on that day where I was sworn to be, perhaps His Majesty would not have lost his life. And all...
Is that why you left Fargus?
Yes. You may laugh, but I feel I was responsible for everything.
I would never laugh at something like that. But I do think you should have seen things through to the end. Even if you had to endure dishonor for a while, you could have restored your name. I'm sorry. That was inconsiderate of me. I got carried away by how much your situation resembles my own.
You were adopted by Lord Lonato, correct? I once told you that I wish to protect one thing other than my king. My wife and my daughter, both of whom I left behind in the kingdom. Lord Lonato took up his sword for his son, even if that meant turning his back on the goddess. As a father, I cannot condemn Lord Lonato for raising an army. Yet, Perhaps he too lost sight of what should be protected, just as I did.
I don't understand what you mean. What should Lonato
You, Ash, because you are also his son.
You're right. I think I know what I need to protect now. It's been staring me in the face all this time. I'm Lonato's son. His pride and his wishes are my inheritance.
I see. Ash, you will be an excellent knight.
It's too early to say that, but I'm willing to learn if you'll teach me.
It would be my pleasure to oversee the training of a new generation.
Are you praying, Ignatz?
A little. I'm coming to accept that I will never be an artist. I'm self-taught, so my style and technique are probably all wrong. Besides, how could I persuade my father?
It takes courage to stray from the path that has been set out for you. It's never easy. I'm in a similar position. I've been carrying out, but...
But?
It's never a bad thing to have dreams. That's how I feel, at least. I can't imagine a life in which I'd given up on my dreams. How could anyone find happiness in that? Even with your father's demands, you can still work toward one small dream at a time.
You know, I suppose you're right. My dream of being an artist gives me the energy to go on. You're really wise, Mercedes.
Oh, goodness. That's not how most people would describe me. I just don't want you to give up on your art. Besides, I genuinely do want to see your painting of the goddess.
Really? I'm pleased to hear you say so. You said you're in the same position as I am. What did you mean by that?
My future has been
What?
Is it really that surprising? I think many
So,
I suppose I haven't given it much thought. Whatever may happen, I'm sure everything will work out.
everything will work out in the end. I think that whatever you do, you're so kind. I know you can.
What's wrong, Ignatz? You have a strange look on your face.
For my whole life, I've wanted to paint the goddess, but I never could. Whatever shape I gave her, she never seemed quite right.
It's wonderful how inspiration can strike so suddenly. Quick, paint.
I will. Will you help me?
I'd be happy to help, but I'm not sure.
Don't you see? The goddess I imagined and tried to paint so many. I have to get my supplies. Stay right there.
Well, to say such a thing directly before the altar, I'll say an extra prayer for him.
Ah, ce serait pas mal, ouais. Sinon, il vient de te draguer, hein, aussi. Je sais que t'es pas doué, quand même.
What's wrong, Father? I didn't expect you to summon me.
I carved this on a whim.
A wooden doll. You used to make these for me when I was a child.
I still do it, when the mood strikes.
It's so cute. It's... Wait.
I want nothing. I was carving and I remembered how happy you would be as a child when I handed one of these.
I was back then. But I'm not a child. It's too late for this now, Father.
Annette.
I was so lonely after you left. I was always alone. I didn't know where you were or who to turn to for comfort. All I could do was look at the dolls you carved for me and remember you. And weep.
If you don't need it, you can throw it away. I am sorry, Annette.
Father, wait! No, this won't do at all. It would be better... You are too cruel, Father. Of course I...
Where are you going, Ingrid?
Oh, hi. I see you spotted me. Saw me. I don't want to disturb you.
Don't worry. I just...
Oh, that's wonderful. May I see?
Of course. Take a look.
Whoa. She looks so different from the other painting. Much more divine and gentle.
She looks so real, doesn't she? So alive. Perhaps it...
Not at all. She really does. She has a glowing vibrancy to her.
I was going to paint her as loving and benevolent, but then I remembered your idea, and I decided to depict her fighting for her people.
Really? Actually, now that I look closer, I see her sword is rather large, and she seems to be in a battle stance.
That's right. Although, of course, I had to discard some of your more absurd suggestions.
I'm sorry about that.
No, wait! That's not what I meant. I see that if I open myself up to suggestions from other people, new things become possible. And I have you to thank for that realization.
If that's true, I'm very glad I could help. You made a good point. We can't be blinded by our own thought patterns and ideas. It's important to be open to others as well. By doing so, we discover new paths for ourselves, and we can become better in ways we may never have imagined.
Exactly.
Thank you, Ignatz. You've reminded me of a very valuable lesson. I'm going to strive to be more attentive and listen to other people's ideas.
Me too. And I've just had a new idea for a painting.
I can't wait to see it. I bet it'll be a masterpiece.
Putain, il se sera fait pote avec tout le monde, hein, le mec. Hein. On l'a pas utilisé une seule fois, mais...
What are you doing?
Oh, Flayn! I've just been researching the exploits of Saint Sethlene.
And why is it you're doing that precisely?
Well, painting is a hobby of mine, and I thought I might like to capture her likeness.
Well, how lovely. But how it...
If I wanted to use a statue of Saint Sethlene for my reference, it wouldn't be necessary. But that's not what I want. I wish to paint Saint Sethlene herself, looking exactly as she did when she was alive. And if I don't know anything about who she was on the inside, the image won't be true to life. So I wanted to find some hints about who she was. And that's why I...
So you were hoping to find out what type of girl she was.
Girl? Interesting way of putting it, but yes, more or less.
I see. Yes, it is all quite clear.
What?
Okay then. Allow me to share with you what I know of Sethlene's deeds. Long ago, in a world ravaged by war, Sethlene led a secluded life with her father, Keyhole. One day, they met Saint Seros, who was grieved by the chaos and destruction of war. And so, the three decided to...
Huh? But I thought the saints gathered following a revelation from the goddess.
At the Battle of Tailteen, they fought against the 10 elites led by Nemesis, who sought to conquer the whole world. Sethlene tended to her allies on the field of battle, until she exhausted all her strength.
But according to legend, she used her miraculous powers to heal all of the...
Interesting story, is it not? Have you perhaps learned something new about Sethlene?
Having heard all that, I'd say she seems...
Incredible! Well, I haven't heard that before. I feel certain you and I will be fast friends. Let us talk...
Huh. Who knew Flayn was such an expert on Sethlene?
Ah, parce que c'est elle, espèce de crétin, là.
Why'd you summon me so formally? Not going to confess your love, I hope.
I have something I must ask you.
That's a bit ominous. What is it?
Will you be going home?
Ah, that's what this is about.
There must be those who, even now, wait for you. Believe in you. Now that Lord Lonato is dead, I can think of no one who would stop you from return.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't miss my friends and family back in Fargus. But no, I'm not going back. The person I used to be no longer exists. The life of a noble, tied down by rules and etiquette? No thanks. My future is here, with the Knights of Seros, as Thunder Catherine.
I understand. In fact, that is the answer I expected from you.
So why did you ask?
Parce qu'il fallait bien mettre les mots dessus.
You chose to leave the Knights. I'm guessing you don't regret that choice.
I do not. But you have caused me to realize something about myself. The sight of you, swinging your sword to fulfill your duty, your birthplace left behind, it reminded me of my life before.
You think I'm just fulfilling my duty, huh? I'm not as virtuous as you make me out to be. I fight because I want to. That's it.
We are the same in that respect. On the day my liege bestowed upon me my sword, I knew protecting this man, fighting battles in his name, would be an irreplaceable joy. King, country, family, friends, beliefs. Hence my realization. I did not become a knight.
It seems we've come to an agreement then. So what are we doing standing around here
Good point. We should end the idle talk. Will you spar with me, Catherine? I believe it is much too early for me to lay down my lance forever.
Now we're talking. Oh, also, you look much better, now that you have some fire in your eyes.
I am honored you think so.
Et n'empêche, c'est vrai.
Having received the Kingdom Army's plea for aid, Rodrigue has agreed to provide soldiers. In order to meet up with their reinforcements, the Kingdom Army sets out for Elel, the Valley of Torment.
J'ai quand même l'impression que tout se passera pas comme prévu, quoi. Je sais pas pourquoi. Peut-être parce qu'il s'appelle Embuscade. Peut-être, hein.
This valley isn't a place I'd care to return to.
Eh, on est déjà venu.
After the chilliness of Fargus, I can't seem to adjust to this extreme heat.
Historically, there have been battles whose outcomes were determined in part by the climate. You can't argue that this heat isn't a factor.
In conditions like these, who knows what will become of our morale.
Professor, be honest. How are you holding up? Monks once used this area as an ascetic training ground because of the intense environment. They say Elel was born of the goddess's rage. If you believe the legends, this valley is evidence of the goddess's judgment. The forest that once covered the surrounding area was burnt to ash by a pillar of light. That legend fueled belief in a place of torment between our world and the next, where one's...
Nonsense. Sins are not so easily washed away.
Indeed, and there are no accounts of such a place in Scripture. Yet those who cannot face their own sins have no choice but to cling to the idea.
Eh, il y a une forteresse là-bas. Et là-bas aussi.
I just don't think I can take this heat anymore. Near those mountains over there. Is it just me? Or is there a group of people gathered there?
No. It would seem you are not hallucinating after all. Are those Rodrigue soldiers? No.
That is House Rose Banner. They curried favor with that witch and sold out Fargus.
We messed up. There must have been a spy among us. Will you have us meet them in battle, or wait for Rodrigue to arrive?
Putain, je me rappelle pas de la tête du mec dans Berseria. Tales of Berseria. Il était pas mal, mais il était pas top. Ouais, c'est pas faux. Le côté blond avec les cheveux qui tombent un peu sur le visage. Mais avec un œil en plus, quoi.
will not repeat. That banner belongs to the Grey Lion. It's a waste of breath to exchange words with one.
His Highness is correct. He is not an opponent whom we can expect to negotiate. Everyone, prepare for the attack!
It's a trap! It's a trap! Avec une tête d'extraterrestre. It's a trap! Ah, Star Wars et les mêmes. Je sais que j'avais la photo quelque part, mais je sais pas où. Un coffre! C'est bon, ils ont fait ma journée là. C'est qui le vieux là? Gwendal. C'est énorme. Le mec il a un bouclier qui pèse 0 mais qui prend 3 de...
The Valley of Torment. Perhaps a good place to finish off my life as a knight. Only if that puny force of children is able to kill me, of course.
That man who raises the lion's flag, Lord Gwendal. Gwendal would, without thought, fight any battle if ordered. There is no chance of Aelel is a deadly place. Flames burst from the ground.
So the flames of torment burn your sins, your life.
Bon, on va déjà recommencer. Et pourquoi Baka? Bah parce que mes troupes c'est pas celle que je voulais. Et j'avais oublié que j'avais laissé le vieux Gilbert. J'ai pas regardé, ce serait quand la date du prochain Tales of au fait? Parce qu'il a été annoncé le prochain Tales of. Ça serait con de pas le faire, sachant que c'est tous fait jusqu'à là. Gilbert. Train. Plane. Plane. Comme d'habitude, j'attends le prochain Tales of avec beaucoup d'impatience, moi. Et on pourra bientôt faire une grémorie avec elle.
As long as it's flat.
must figure this.
Je sais jamais si tu plaisantes ou pas quand tu dis ça, quoi. Une petite clé, deux petites clés, trois petites clés.
The Valley of Torment. Only if
That map, Gwendol Wood. Alel is a deadly place. Flames burst from...
So the flames of torment burn your sins, your life.
What's my strategy?
Ma stratégie à moi. Oh.
I'd be honored. It was the only way.
I'll cut through.
At your service. More fighting.
Ça fait plaisir.
Onward. I'm your girl.
Ready when you are.
What's the plan?
I'll comply.
It's my duty.
Putain, il a fait un petit saut sur lui-même avec le cheval. La qualité, quoi. Ça serait le paradis. Ah, vous êtes sérieux? Vous avez tous attaqué H? Le cheval a sauté lui aussi. Le cheval a atterri en arrière. Il a tiré à l'arc. Il a ratterri son cheval. Putain, mais c'est que c'est une culte qu'ils sont en train de te créer, quoi. Mais tant mieux qu'ils sortent pas avant 2020. On a encore du travail qui nous attend après Fire Emblem, il y a Pokémon. Enfin, il y a un paquet de trucs, quoi.
I must lead them well.
I won't falter.
Ça va être le paradis.
One to remember.
You're a big help.
I don't know what
All for our future.
Ah, mais ils avaient des clés de coffre en plus. Oh, ils sont trop généreux, quoi. Moi qui avais pris le temps d'en ramener avec moi.
Nice try. My duty is your death. You saved me.
Rappelons que Dimitri est un fou psychopathe. Hein. Il entend des voix et il veut tuer tout le monde. Bon, maintenant il est prêtre et il soigne tout le monde, mais ça change pas que c'est un fou psychopathe. C'est notre petite Jeanne. On savait que ça arriverait. On s'y est préparé. Ce ne sont que 12 PV. Faut pas trop s'y attarder. Le tout c'est de healer. Pas se laisser dépasser. Et surtout ne pas oublier.
Why, thank you.
Qu'on est là pour pexer. Bonjour. Vous êtes mort. Et si, je vous jure. Oh, elle peut être Grimory.
Made good progress.
Qu'est-ce qu'il chante bien ce Baka. Ouais, j'essaie d'attirer la pluie mais ça marche pas. Hein. Malgré tous mes efforts. Hein. Même ma façon horrible de chanter ne réussit pas
Keep it up.
à attirer la pluie. Envoyé sincèrement désolé. Ce serait pourtant le paradis. Le paradis. Elle va devenir une grimoire. Une grimoire. Et je vais à la plage demain. Bah écoute, moi non, et en plus il fait trop chaud, et non, ça devient insupportable, hein, vraiment.
This situation is dire. You took me lightly.
You're a big help.
Thank you.
Can't afford to lose.
It's my duty. Making...
H, c'est le gars sûr.
I must steel myself.
C'est un peu comme Félix. D'ailleurs, tu mets les deux sur un champ de bataille, tu les laisses tous les deux comme ça, tranquille. Tu leur dis rien. T'attends. T'attends, tu regardes.
Ready when you are. You saved me.
Wasted effort.
Watch and learn.
I'll destroy you!
So Cornelia has planted spies even inside Garrett.
The shield of Fargus has appeared. We can expect more out of him than the...
burn until we meet again.
I'll end this quickly. Too slow. Prepare yourself.
Ça fait plaisir de te voir faire des critiques, mais j'avoue que de là à dire que c'est utile.
Child's play.
Tonnerre! Qu'est-ce que je fais? Le boss il me fonce dessus. Je vais pas avoir le temps de tuer tout le monde. On va voir ça. On va mettre une forteresse autour de mon gars, sûr.
It's my duty.
Nice form.
Ah bah non, il recule. Destroy.
The eternal flames.
Destroy.
You're amazing.
It was the only way.
Si j'avais su que papa était là, je te jure, je t'aurais ramené à lui, mais là... Je pense qu'on n'aura pas le temps de te ramener en bas. Hein. Désolé Félix.
Too weak for this world.
Merde, il va pas me laisser atteindre le gosse, ce con. On va utiliser un subterfuge. Attention. Est-ce que vous avez vu la technique de ninja ou pas? Si vous l'avez pas vu.
Thanks for the help.
Oh, lovely.
Il pleut. C'est tellement beau.
Does a whelp I am Gwendol?
My duty is your death.
Est-ce que vous avez vraiment pensé que vous pouviez venir ici et bûcher dans les bottes? Chez moi en tout cas il pleut.
Try to keep up.
Et il pleut fort en plus. Ça va être le paradis. Le paradis. Je suis désolé pour toi. Je sais que tu voulais aller à la plage demain, mais... il fallait que je choisisse.
Let's get things rolling.
Ça, je l'empêche de bouger au prochain tour.
I'm sorry.
Oui, mais tu sais comment c'est avec les magies environnementales. Hein. On sait où ça commence, on sait pas où ça finit, quoi.
Thanks so much.
Do not think poorly of me.
Let's do this.
Let's see how they like this.
To meet you in a place like this. No, that won't. Here's a small souvenir for you.
Épée de Moralta. Arme sacrée, emblème de vole, restitue des PV à chaque tour. Effet accru. Fallait la donner à ton fils, espèce de connard. Hein.
So I have found a place to die.
It is the
D'accord.
way of knights to follow their master's orders without argument. Lord,
Now he is just a corpse, nothing more.
Ça va être le paradis.
It's been too long, Your Highness. But try to temper your joy, will you? This is a war after all.
To say such a thing at a time like this. You have not changed one bit.
Don't let looks deceive you. I've had a rough go of it ever since I crossed blades with those traitors in Ferdiad. When I heard you'd been executed, I rushed there as fast as I could, blind with fury. When I got there, I was fed some garbage about not being able to see your body. The next thing I knew, I was gripping my blade and...
Merci, Mia.
You have done well to locate His Highness. I am truly grateful. And you. I have you to thank as well. Well, we are in your debt. I will repay you for this someday. And you, Felix. You have also done well to bring us home.
Tell us all you know, Rodrigue.
I'm afraid there's not much to tell. You are aware that the western region of the kingdom was taken by the Empire, correct?
Yes, so I have heard. They are now calling it the Fargus Dukedom, or some nonsense.
If you know that much, then the rest won't take long. Enemy or not, it's undeniable that Cornelia's plan was nothing short of genius. After seizing power, she invited the Imperial Army to Ferdiad. There she reorganized her troops and then sent soldiers to hunt me down. Because of that, we were forced to act defensively, and now we're being forced into a difficult battle. She's been controlling the situation all along.
So that's been the witch's plan from the start. I should have killed her ages ago.
Your Highness, Ferdiad is in a terrible state right now. The tyranny is unbearable, and so the rebellions are endless. Refugees starve to death in the streets. If I may speak freely, Your Highness, we should change course for Ferdiad and take down those traitors before we embark to Enbar.
There's no time for that. We must annihilate and
think this through. I understand wanting to destroy the Empire and the Emperor, but which is more important, the dead or the living?
Silence!
No, Dmitri. You will hear me out.
Are you asking me? Asking the dead to forgive that woman?
No, I would not ask that of you. What I am asking is that you allow us to prioritize the kingdom capital over... As Lambert's close and trusted friend, I am confident that he would have advised the same.
Do not dare to put words in the mouths of the dead. They are your words alone, even if you borrow their lips. Until I offer up that woman's head, Father will remain a slave to his lingering regret and hatred. Even now, he suffers. It is ceaseless. As we waste time with idle chatter, his...
You are my king. Our king. Wherever you lead, we will follow. But Your Highness, there are those who take up their sword in the name of revenge, and yet along the way, lose the strength and composure to follow through. You would do well to bear that in mind. Ah, I nearly forgot. Take this, Your Highness.
Eretvar. The hero's relic once wielded by my father.
The very same. I managed to steal it back from one of Cornelia's underlings in Ferdiad.
Understated as ever, Father. It must have been a true struggle to get it back.
I am grateful, my friend.
Gilbert, Professor, may I request something of you? I wish to fight at your side.
Senile already, old man? Who will protect our territory?
I expected it would come to this, so I left those matters to my younger brother. He has my complete faith. I must keep my promise to our fallen king, to my dear friend. A very old one. I swore it nearly 10 years ago. Now then, Your Highness, let's destroy the Empire together. My men and I will spare no effort. I pray that you are right. and that this will save the... Our orders are to capture Enbar by striking the enemy stronghold directly. How familiar are you with the geography of Fodlan? The kingdom and the empire are separated by the impassable Ogma Mountains. Legend has it that Saint Seros once crossed over those mountains to fight against the Fell King Nemesis. But don't fool yourself. Leading a large army over such steep mountains would be...
In order to infiltrate the empire, we have no choice but to go around the mountains, either to the east or to the west.
Mais c'est quoi ce choix? Je connais pas la carte.
I believe that may be difficult. After all, the western region of the kingdom is already loyal to the empire. Perhaps we should consider going east, using the route that passes through Alliance territory.
The Alliance is currently split in two. Those who stand with the Empire and those who are... Leading the Imperial faction is House Gloucester, while House Regan leads those who oppose. We should take advantage of their internal conflict and proceed east along the mountains until we reach the Great Bridge of Myrden in Alliance territory.
The Aramid River divides Alliance and Empire territory. There are many large bridges that cross it. However, the Great Bridge of Myrden is by far the largest, and it is also closest to the monastery. I believe you crossed that bridge 5 years ago on your journey to the Battle of the Eagle and Lion. I'm afraid it's a possibility, but it's still more practical than passing through the west.
Perhaps our next move should be to contact House Regan and request their cooperation. Claude of House Regan is the leader of the Alliance and is firmly against the Empire. They are the enemy of our enemy. In other words, hopefully.
Are you suggesting that we ask House Regan to engage the Gloucester soldiers?
I am. If we take the bridge, then House Gloucester will no longer be able to receive support from the Empire. There's no way a man as wise as Claude would refuse our request.
And once we manage to capture the Great Bridge and gain a foothold into the Empire,
then we cross Gronder Field and head south toward Enbar.
But if we get attacked from both sides, we'll have to fight people from the Alliance, won't we?
of course, if we get blocked in by the Alliance, we'll have to fight our way out. That means you'll have to cross blades with your old schoolmates.
If you do not wish to kill familiar faces, do not tarry over the corpses of the dead.
Good advice.
Prepare yourselves. It is time to steel your souls for the task at hand.
Y a tellement pas de logique en fait.
Part 2. Azure Moon. Lone Moon. The Rose-Colored River. The Kingdom Army meets with Rodrigue in Aelel, the Valley of Torment. With the strength of House Fraldarius on their side, the time to invade the